Yo everyone, it's May, so that means it's Asian month, which means this month's Hack City is going to be fire. It's happening Friday, May 10th at 7:30 p.m. at Union Hall in Brooklyn. This month we've got Karen Chi, Brian Park, Julia Shiplett, and some great special guests. You never know who's going to stop by. Tickets available at asiannotasianpod.com and in the episode description, or just Google Hack City Comedy. See you there.
I didn't move to America to do a fucking podcast. and come find me. My tour date's on my. If you're not happy with what I just said, come look for me. My tour date's on my website.
This is the Asian Not Asian podcast, the podcast with all your favorite Asian friends. It's Mike Nguyen.
It's Jenny Arimoto.
And I'm just going to bring him on because we have the rolling start. I don't want to lose momentum. How do you even call yourself right now?
Just what do you mean? Ronny Chieng? What do you mean?
What do you call you? Like comedian?
Oh, just
host
stand
of
up.
the Daily Show?
Stand up.
Yeah.
Stand up?
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Stand up comic. Yeah.
All right, stand up comic. So. Ronny Chieng.
Thanks for having me. I've been watching your clips.
Have you?
You guys are killing it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love it. I've been a fan since I guess the inception of this.
You are a real one, dude.
OG.
Yeah.
You are
OG anal fan.
Yeah.
You
we haven't said anal in a while.
Yeah. That's how OG I am.
Yeah, I know.
Give me a sticker or something.
Yeah, you should. You'll be the only one with it.
Fumi wanted to make a whole bunch of anal stickers.
That's a bit tough, but if you go Asian, but like you guys have a fan base though.
Oh,
we do.
For sure.
You do. Yeah.
And we do have I feel like old school fan base and new school fan base.
Yes, and it's a very curated fan base. It's a very.
It is, yeah.
You guys have a good fan base. Your fan base are not fucking morons. Yeah.
Highest compliment.
We do have I feel our fan base went to college and at least got like a certificate afterwards. like to run a
project management, certification.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Dude,
HR
so
certification.
Yeah, it's true though. But you can use that data to target ads, right?
Yeah, for real.
Isn't that what you guys? What is the
Yeah, I don't want young men under 25. I want people who can like operate a server.
Sure, yeah.
that's
operate and maintain a server.
I'm maintaining servers. I mean you're so fucking nice to come out here, dude. We're in the middle of Gowanus. People don't realize.
I know.
So fucking far.
I know.
You're so far
I don't know
away.
why you chose this place.
I didn't choose it. It chose me.
It chose us. Yeah.
You guys say that,
but this is the only place. We don't have the access to the other place anymore. I don't think it's around Canal Street Market, which is amazing. I think they're just renovating it. So like it's not, like there's been some turnover.
Okay, guys, you're telling me you can't find a goddamn podcast studio?
Dude, this is New York. You know how expensive it is to have you know how many people should live in this booth? Like 20 people should live in this booth.
But of all I mean, where is your ideal location for a podcast? I don't want to
ideal.
Be... Yes.
Ideal.
Yes.
My house would be ideal.
I mean, that is Mike says it every episode.
I would love to have a place where I could in my house where I could wake up, people come over and make you breakfast. Which I do with Jenny sometimes.
Yeah, I do go over and we record there.
We record. What about you? What about for you? Where's your ideal place for a podcast?
I mean, mine would be also like downtown Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
because it's like central-ish.
So nobody wants to be here.
Nobody wants to be here. I don't.
I tell you what. I came out when they told me Gowanus. I was like, because I said yes before I found the location, and then I was like Gowanus. I was like, all right, I'll go because one, I don't remember coming here a lot, so I'm like, I probably as someone who's lived in New York for 8 years now, I probably should be at least familiar with Gowanus. Yeah. And then I came down and then I was wearing my I'm wearing my Yola Tango t-shirt.
Yeah.
For the first time, by the way.
Okay.
And I go into Blackbird Pies.
Yeah.
And they're like, is that Yola Tango t-shirt? I'm like, yes, this is the place to get recognized wearing a Yola Tango t-shirt. So Gowanus.
This is where all of the millennials of our age who would wear that t-shirt live now.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where we live now.
Yes, and I'm walking around and it's cool. I do, it's
nice.
A cool part of, it wasn't that bad. It was like maybe 30 minutes from Manhattan, which is fine.
Yeah.
By train, by train.
Yeah.
I actually don't hate being in Gowanus as much as I thought I would. But, but
now that someone complimented your shirt.
Yeah. But at the same time, you guys should get, just location, as in
I agree. I hear you.
Nothing against Gowanus, but I'm just saying, just for your own commute.
Yes.
You guys should move. And I mean, did you not like Canal Street Market?
Oh, I loved Canal Street Market.
I loved it. Yeah, there's also
we don't
food
have the
there.
space. Yeah, with the food there, it's fun.
There's like background noise, which I thought is fun, makes you feel alive.
Yeah.
It makes
but maybe
you feel like we're just hanging out.
Was it a technical problem?
No, it's just like literally the booth is not there anymore. It's like it's like being renovated.
Damn.
There's been turnover there.
I don't think anyone was using it.
That was free, right?
Yeah.
It was free, and we went there all the time. I know.
I mean, would you do it if, just throwing it out here, if hypothetically speaking, there was a boba shop in Chinatown, Manhattan that had its own actual podcast space?
Podcast boba.
Yeah,
we could start.
Would you do it in that boba shop?
I think so, and I think we could probably even get. Do you know the people who do?
Because I know someone who's about to do that.
Really? Who?
Yeah.
You?
Well, no, not me.
I guess you can't tell, but
I can tell you, but then I don't want it to become a referendum on them.
I see. Yeah, fair.
So I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Is it Donald Glover? I was joking about Donald Glover opening
It's not
a
Donald
boba shop.
Glover. If it was Donald Glover, it would be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Is it those people who run Asian Boss Girl?
Don't even ask. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say it, and then it becomes, because you guys set your game, and then if I say the name and you guys start hesitating, it's a referendum. I don't want it to become a.
Yeah. Fair.
I don't want I'm conscious of the politics, but I'm just saying, would you do it in a boba shop with a semi-dedicated podcast space in Manhattan, Chinatown?
Well, there is absolutely no drawback at all to any of the things you've said. Except, and maybe it costs a lot of money. Does it cost a lot of money?
Oh, no,
That's the other thing. It would have to be free or pretty
free
cheap.
or
lower
cheap.
cost.
Lower cost. Yeah. It will be, because it wouldn't be like again, it's not even my thing, so I can't even say, but it wouldn't be their moneymaker, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they could do it for the community at Are you guys paying for this one?
Yeah, hell yeah, of course we're paying for it.
Yeah, it's nice though. I mean, man, I don't know
we
what
talk shit about this place all the time. Don't worry.
Yeah, we do.
It's nice though. It's dedicated. It's clean. It's You walk in here, it doesn't even like you literally walk through the door and it's like
and it's fine. Yeah, and
it's a portal to a different, because outside on the street is debris and
it's there's a lumber yard literally across the street.
And car shops. Then you walk into the podcast studio, and outside in typical Brooklyn, it's like stickers. It looks like inside is gonna be like covered in wires, but you walk inside, it's clean. Everything's brand spanking new. So I'm down.
I'm glad that we met your very low standards.
I know.
For this.
I got low standards for podcasts, guys. I've been
perfect.
on podcasts where it's just, man, you guys even try.
You were telling me before that
that's why I don't do it.
Yeah, you don't do a podcast. I feel you do everything else too. You're an actor. You're like you got the Daily Show shit. You got stand up, which I'm not even sure how we got you, because I think you were supposed to be gone like every single weekend.
Yeah, I happen to be free this week, and again, like I'll do podcasts for friends and for for things that I think are cool.
Yeah,
I'll do it if it's cool, but I whatever, come get me, listeners. I didn't move to America to do a fucking podcast. And come find me. My tour date's on my. If you're not happy with what I just said, come look for me. My tour date's on my website. Come in way backstage and come and argue with me about it.
That's what. That's actually. So you've already had a few of the dates already.
Yeah,
right? You've done some.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought you on here, is because why wasn't I your opener in New York City? That's right. That's what this is about. This is what this is about. I was. You know what? This is for real. I was texting all of my.
Some shit coming. Why not come
I was texting.
We're here to confront.
So I have a group chat with like a bunch of other Asian comedians, right? And we're all just like, yo, which one of us is the opener? Which one of us is the opener? And then we're all like, not me, none of us. And I was like, Ronnie's left us.
No.
And then later on, I looked it up and I was like, okay, I guess you can have John Oliver. Fine. Multiple Emmy award winning.
Yeah, that guy has so many Emmys right now.
Fucking A.
I had John Oliver. I had Trevor Noah. Yeah.
Okay, fine. I guess you want to have those guys rather than Mike Nguyen and Dan Yang and Vic Trent. Although Vic is going on with you.
Vic goes on Run Me a little bit. He's the only guy who has no responsibilities.
That's fair.
Everyone else has like families.
This is my son's fault. No,
Vic is great to travel with, by the way. He's cool.
No, he's the man.
Yeah, and he's still like, I mean, I guess he's almost 30.
Yeah, I think he's 30,
so he's older than he looks now. But I think people underestimate. Again, this is not an indictment on anyone, but just in general, I think comics underestimate like how important it is on the road to be able to hang.
Oh, really?
You need to be able to hang. If you've never toured before,
Oh, you have to be a hang.
oh man, like, and being able to hang isn't just being nice, because sometimes being nice is actually a bad hang.
Because you're like, oh, thank you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, man, I can't. Yeah, you need to be able to know how to hang. You need to know how to, like, not just be easy to deal with, and not be always up in people's grill.
Right.
Like, just go do your own
Be
thing.
all tense and shit.
Yeah.
You can't be babysat.
Yeah, you can't be babysat, and also you can't be babysitting. Sometimes you feel like like they need to babysit you. And it's like, damn, please, we have when you're on the road so much, like, you have your own creature comforts.
Yeah.
You know how you want things done. You don't want some alien element coming in and just
Like
fucking it up. Yeah. Like Uber XLs only. Don't order the fucking Uber X, and now we all got to squeeze into
in there. That's whack.
You know what I mean? It's fucked.
Right.
It's very upsetting.
I feel Vic would be good for you, because then he does Muay Thai. So I feel bring some bags,
Yeah,
Bring
no,
some
we
pads.
didn't even get into that. But he there's a whole fight club, Chinatown fight club going on with these comics.
I know, seriously. I mean, what do you think that means? There's so much
a
aggression.
lot of overcompensating men.
Yeah, I know, seriously.
Yeah. Well, Jenny, you should go. They have women there, I think.
Really?
I think. Yeah.
Is that real?
That's what they tell me. That there's some girls who train there as well. It's a very toxic fight club.
Yeah.
Chinatown. They fight on the street.
It's
no,
called
that's what I
Toxic
call
Fight
it.
Club. Yeah.
It's Toxic Wing Chun Club. I call
is
it
it
toxic.
really?
Yeah. We made a logo. It's like a
No shit.
Yeah, it's like a the waste biohazard.
Yeah.
Toxic Wing Chun Club. Yeah, and then they just go and fight on the street. Ed Prokopsky is not toxic. So
he's the toxic one.
He cancels out the toxicity, and he's the one
He's the one organizing.
He's the one training.
Got it.
So he's not toxic.
Then I trust him. I trust Ed.
Yeah, Ed is great. Yeah.
So like, you just came off of hosting for this week for a Daily Show. How was that? How's it been?
It was super fun. It feels like it feels like you've been studying for an exam.
Oh shit!
And then you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you've been studying for an exam for 8 years.
Oh my god!
So when they ask you to do the exam, it's like, oh yeah,
I see.
cool.
Yeah, you felt like you were ready.
You know how to do it. Like, obviously you've never seen the exam before, but you've been studying for it, so you're like, oh, okay. And then that's exactly how it felt like. And I know everyone there, and it just
you feel
we know
doing it.
So the only challenge for me doing it is making sure that it doesn't suck, making sure that it's satire and not just news with jokes.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I think news with jokes will pay the bills, but I think for the show to be great, it needs to be saying something a bit more than just news with jokes. And so I think just being able to, not that I'm the best at that job, but I'm just saying I know what a bad show looks like. And so just trying to avoid making a bad show is really what you're doing the whole day. Because and Jon Stewart said it himself, like when he came back, he said like everyone in this building the jokes will come. Like that's not the problem here. Like we everyone here is a master joke writer.
Right.
And then it's just like trying to elevate it to the next thing. You know? So that's the challenge of the day. The jokes will come. You give us any dumb news story, we can make dumb jokes about it.
Yeah.
But it's just like, what's the satirical point? What's the elevated point of view? Whatever we're trying to say that day,
Oh, okay.
Has it gone like extra hard though? Because like in the last 8 years, the world has become even more insane. Like I feel like it's harder and harder to like almost satirize because it's like
the
satire
is catching up to reality.
Yeah.
You don't even know. Like it's almost to the point where if you played something straight, like that is the satire. Like if there was a Daily Show that was just straight the news, you would be like, this is almost like mind fucking me. Where I'm like, okay, this is actually really funny now.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely one tone of satire, is to just present the most ridiculous things in a very dry, mundane way.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think that's a tool that we use for sure. For some stories.
Right.
I think there is. I think there's an element to the news the reality being so weird that it's hard to satirize. But I think that's also the lazy, untalented people's point of view of comedy and news.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, I can make fun. Oh, how do you make fun? It's like, yeah, you can't do it because you have no skill. So, not you. I mean, people who say that. People who say that. So, because there's a way to, even if you... like there's a way to satirize it, and I'm not saying we nail it every single time, but there's a way to do, like, you know, I think yesterday was it yesterday? This week we did the Russian election, and we covered it like it was. We did a whip where we covered it like it was the American election, so we made it sound like it was who was gonna have it. Yeah. So that there's a way to do it, right? There's always a way to figure it out.
Right. There's always an angle.
I want to get into the thing you said.
It is hard to think of the angle though. That's where you make your money.
Right.
That's where you make your money, is the angle. It's not. Some people are like some people. So the least skilled people, the civilians who don't know comedy, their idea of comedy is they'll just send you a funny news story, right?
Yeah.
They'll be like, hey, look at this funny news story. Man has diarrhea on plane, blah, 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 right? And not that it's not funny, but it's like, oh, that's the no skill.
Right.
And so the next level is making jokes about that news story, right? And then that takes some skill, and that's usually comment section.
Right.
We'll have some funny joke about the news article, and then the next level is the satirical. What is the you know? Is there something overall you're saying about the climate versus the weather, right? That kind of thing. Then that's where the skill comes. I'm not saying we're the best at any of that, but that's the game you're playing.
Yeah. You want to get to that level every time or whatever. Right. Are there any? I mean, I was watching some of your interviews. I know you're trying to do what you just said. Do you ever feel like, because like you have like these amazing people. You had someone on this author, Yuval Noah Harari.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'm glad that you're doing the satire, but also he's like so smart. Did you ever want to just be like, I want to actually ask you a regular ass question? Because you
do, but there's room for that in the guest segments. You can just ask a regular question. I try to elevate a bit because I feel like, comedically elevated, because I feel like smarter people are gonna ask this guy smarter questions. This guy's doing TED Talks on these topics, so let me try to just find a way to make this a little bit more interesting to me anyway. So that's what it is, But you're correct in identifying that the satire with the guests on the show is probably the hardest, because they're like legitimate people.
Have you had interviews where they are like really allergic to the satire?
No, but I'm very new to the interview part. I've only hosted 4-5 shows, so like.
But you've done like a lot of road stuff. You do. I mean,
the field pieces. Yeah, field pieces are totally different.
Like a different piece.
That's a totally different animal. Yeah, that's a totally different animal. So field pieces, weirdly enough, they whoever you're interviewing wants to be there. Yeah, they're game. They're game, man. You think people are they worried? I'm like, no, they're not worried because they want to be part of this. TV, people want to be on TV, man. And then you can't give them a platform for their views, and we're not putting words in their mouth, and then they just go for it. So that the field stuff is totally above the board.
That's fair. All right, cool. You want to ask him some more? You have some.
My second question, which is that do you ever get sick of comedy, both doing and consuming?
You love comedy, bro.
Do you ever get sick of it?
Stand up. No.
There's never been a time.
You're a real one.
Wow.
Man. Yeah.
No. Maybe the closest I got to being sick of it is after doing Edinburgh. Because that was like the Fringe Festival. That was the last time I did it was 2015, and that was because I was coming off of doing the Melbourne International Comedy Festival in April. And then that's like a month long. You do it 1 hour every day, and then Edinburgh is August. You do 1 hour every day. So that was probably the closest I came to needing like not even quitting comedy. Just like I just need a break from it, Yeah. And then I got the Daily Show immediately after that. So I was like, I'm just gonna focus on the Daily Show. So I guess even that, I was still doing comedy, just not stand up. Yeah. So no, I don't think so. Wow. Just love it. Are you always consuming it too? Consuming it, not so much. Okay. Not so much. I don't consume as much. I don't know. Maybe it's I'm at so many comedy shows. I don't consume as much. Yeah. But I do. I watch everyone's specials, but but I don't think I go. I'm more into performing it than watching it. Part of me is scared I'll get influenced, or you know,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
fair.
and then part of it is also like I see every single night, so
Yeah.
I'd rather go and get a different perspective, like read a book or something,
Yeah.
or music, or musicians and comics are really, because musicians love comedy and comics love music,
Yeah.
because it's like we have the same like live performing vibe but different, and musicians are kind of actually sick of music,
Yeah.
and then we're kind of sick of comedy sometimes, and
Yeah.
then we just of listening to it anyway,
Right,
but,
right.
yeah. But performing, no, I can do these 3 shows and 3 headline spots a night in Chicago. I used
Yeah.
to do that. Now it's pretty standard to 2 a night. You know, being able to do 1 a night, 1 headline spot is actually like a luxury that I only recently started doing.
Yeah.
And spots, love doing spots in New York. I don't get sick of it.
Wow.
It's the best.
That's how you know it's like
That's your jam.
That's like what you're supposed to be.
That's
doing.
Ronnie's jam, dude.
Yeah.
Ronnie loves
It's the
doing
best.
spots.
It's
He's
the
always
best.
running around.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the fucking best.
you had a whole thing, and you had a whole bit about like why do you come to New York and do this?
Yeah.
Is because you can tell dick jokes for
Oh
$10.
yeah.
What it is.
Yeah.
And it's true. I guess like especially international. I don't know about international now.
Yeah.
Maybe they're catching up to New York, but it's
No,
like
no one's
really?
catching up.
Really?
No one's
No
catching
one's
up.
on our $10.
No, I don't care what country. Go to China, it's blowing up. Go to
Yeah.
Australia has a really good scene. Fuck all of that. I've seen it. I've been there. People don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
New York's not even the best in it's not even the best in like it's the best in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even the best in America. It's the best in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No other place holds a candle.
Yeah.
London can eat shit. the number of spots we have here, and the standard of it, and the proximity, and just the vibe of it, and you can't. So it's the stand-up comedy here is way better.
That's why people keep coming here.
I know.
Yeah. Aaron is here.
I know. Everyone
Aaron
comes
Chen is
here.
here,
And you end up here, I feel.
end up
to
here.
Well,
grind.
if you're so lucky, you end up here.
Yeah, you're
yeah,
lucky.
yeah.
And if you come here, like, especially if you come here from somewhere else, like, you know what it's like,
What it's
man.
like somewhere
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, you know how much it sucks.
Yeah.
The ceiling here is like, it's just unlimited. So
Yeah.
and all your comedy heroes are here. Not to mention your peers here are like, really good. So you have to keep up, and
Yeah,
it's just
that's true.
Yeah, it's just the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. Like, why wouldn't you want to come here and gig every single night?
Yeah, totally.
Why wouldn't you? It's the best. It literally, nothing can. I don't know why people like fame and money is great, I guess, but the self-expression is
That's
here
the
is
thing.
amazing.
I always try to tell people who don't know you, I'm like, Ronnie, not to say you would, but you would do this for free.
I probably would do it.
You
I
would do
kind of
this
am doing it for free right
yeah,
now.
no,
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, generally, this you're losing money.
Yeah,
for
you're
sure.
losing
We are
money.
costing you an opportunity. You were
Yeah,
supposed to do.
I could be lying down.
Yeah, you could be lying down. You could be doing sponsored content for Nvidia, but instead you're here in Gowanus and you've lost like $5,000. But yeah, I mean, when you do spots. Spots are just for the love of it. You get better when you do spots, but really you're doing it for the love of it.
I mean, if you really break down stand-up comedy, you're earning less than minimum wage. The amount of time you put in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Flying around, and then in New York City, running around, you're doing spots for $20 if you're lucky.
Yeah, $20.
Like, dude, overall, you are losing money. So if you're doing it for money, you're already in trouble, because you'll never. And even if you do make money, you'll never make like killer. You're not gonna make like startup IPO money.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make like Slack, whatever they sold Slack for, that kind of money.
Yeah.
So like, if you're doing it for money, you're already like, it's already, your whole vibe is off, because
Right.
you won't be able to, If you just do it because you love doing it, it's like just crazy people running around. Yeah.
With a lot to say. People have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't that really cool? Even if it's not stand up, aren't you guys, I'm always more attracted to people who are doing things not for money, even if it's not stand up.
I mean, that's why I'm broken, is because of that. Is that like, I always think I wish I cared about money. Well, I mean, I care about money. I mean, I care about the things that money can get me.
Yeah.
Like,
Fashion.
Fashion.
Yeah.
Like taking care of my family and
Yes.
shit like that.
Yeah.
But I don't love money. You know
Right.
what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
know.
I'm like, whatever, it's fine. It's obviously I don't want to be broke.
That's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. And
but good for you.
But especially as an Asian person, it's super weird.
Good for you. Good for you for overcoming it.
No, it's stupid. No, don't tell me that. It's stupid.
it's good. It's a good way to be. It's a good way to be.
No,
Oh, yeah.
To not be money hungry is good. It's such a relief.
I know. Life it could be so much easier if you were money hungry because it aligns so well with like capitalism.
Right.
So it's just a much easier life.
Yeah, I love money, but just with stand up, I just don't.
Yeah.
I'll literally do the, someone will be like, hey, can you headline and blah, blah, over here for money, and I'll turn that down to do the one for like no money.
Yeah.
It's because I don't want to mess up the. Sometimes I can't do spots because I'm trying to save up for like a big show.
I see. Yeah.
But I'll do the free one. Like I'll like literally just
Yeah.
If you don't put my name on it, I'll do it for free.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Yeah, you always do that.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. You're crazy.
Everyone's crazy. Everyone doing stand-up.
Yeah.
The new HBO original limited series, The Sympathizer, is now streaming on Max. The show, based on the novel by Viet Thanh Nguyen, was created by showrunners Park Chan-wook and Don McKellar and follows a half-French, half-Vietnamese double agent as he struggles with his loyalty and identity after the Vietnam War. Longtime listeners will know that we are huge fans of The Sympathizer. In fact, we've had on author Viet Thanh Nguyen and show writer T. Ho on the pod before, so go check out those episodes. But first, go check out The Sympathizer. I've been watching the show and it's rad. The show really captures the surrealness, the terror, the experience of being suddenly in a new place where you're never sure who anyone really even is, even yourself. If you want to understand a little bit more about what it's like being a Vietnamese person living in America, go stream it now. Stream new episodes of HBO's The Sympathizer, Sundays exclusively on Max, and listen to The Sympathizer podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Friends, there are a lot of causes to thinning hair. For me, I was working a lot, out doing comedy, editing and making content, and that was before I needed to come home and be a dad. No wonder I was noticing I was having hair issues. That's when I realized Nutrafol's whole body approach is what I needed. And since I've started using Nutrafol, I've been noticing improved hair growth. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding. Your hair is never just about your hair, and Nutrafol knows that. That's why Nutrafol takes a whole body approach to hair health, addressing the problems inside to help the hair grow on the outside, supporting your lifestyle, not just your hairstyle. Take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code ASIAN. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code ASIAN. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code ASIAN.
You've been talking about this on stage too, about you and your wife are going through IVF type stuff.
Yeah, but we are doing it because we're just spoiled. This isn't our last chance to have a baby. We're doing it because we're like, we don't want to have a baby right now, and but we want to preserve our options. Yeah, so we're not the like charity case. We're not the please pity us.
Right.
We're just assholes who are trying to push the curve back. Money. We froze some eggs and embryos, and I got to learn a lot about it, which is interesting. And whatever, I'm not being sponsored, but like Langone, New York, man, great. When I go in there, again, very privileged to be able to do that, right? IVF, it's a privilege. Financially, you need to be pretty secure to do it. We go into Langone Hospital. It feels like half of New York is there. Super busy, and they have it down to a T. Like the process, you go in, you scan your phone, you go in, they do it. Everything is for something that's quite complicated. They've really kind of taken out all the pain points. So anyone looking into it, and it's also not crazy money. It's not.
It used to be, I think, worse, and it's gotten a little better.
So.
Insurance is like starting to take care of it. I'm a Mount Sinai guy.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, you were.
I'm Team Mount Sinai.
You wear the merch,
Although my son is his primary care as an NYU guy. So you know?
But you guys know IVF, right?
We did IVF.
Oh, you did IVF?
Yeah,
yeah,
IVF
I
as
got a
well.
whole like 20 minutes of IVF.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. And then that was like, it was, for us, it was like one of those things like was like our last shot.
Oh, last shot. Okay.
Yeah.
We got to do it, you know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
but it worked and it was awesome. And,
Amazing.
but it was, you know, I'm sure you talk about this. It's just so blatantly crazy how different the women's experience is versus the
I
man's.
was gonna say.
Yeah.
The man's experience is like, yeah, let me check my calendar so I can tell you when I can jerk off.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
women's one is like, I have to
Inject,
like inject and like change my body chemistry.
Yeah.
You know,
Crazy.
to do all sorts of
It's very
crazy
crazy.
shit.
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy
can't-
at times.
And I guess the mentality is different based on like why you're doing it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yes.
there's
For us, there was definitely not the air of desperation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, luckily, maybe you should ask Hannah about it, but like, I don't think we were like feeling like it was a last chance or anything.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, this would be a cool bonus if we
Right.
get this.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's cool.
and we also learned a lot about our, I guess, reproductive health, like where we are. So that was good.
Yeah.
Did you read about? I learned this, and maybe I heard you talk about it. Was when they have to do analysis of your sperm.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, Mike, you've got 95% non-functioning. And I was like, damn, that's bad. And they're like, no, normal is 90% non-functioning. So you're only just a little worse than normal. I was like, even a regular healthy guy, most of the sperm isn't good.
Oh.
And they're like, yeah, most of the sperm sucks. And I was
really?
Like,
I didn't even
I
know
didn't know
that.
about. Maybe they were just telling me that.
Yeah.
just
Sounds
be
like, you're
yours
okay.
sucks. Yeah. I remember because I refused to do 23andMe because
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to know.
Really? I also don't want to do it. Why?
I want to know my heritage, but I don't want to know my health situation.
Oh.
And I'm scared they'll tell me my health stuff. So it's like, you know, a fortune teller, like trying to like, here's
Yeah.
the future. And you're like, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Because I can't change it anyway.
Yeah.
And so I refuse to do it. But then when you're doing this thing, they automatically tell you what diseases you're, you know. And I'm like, how the fuck did I get like, what's it called again? The two genes, but it's recessive. I have a recessive gene for Wilson's disease, which is a
Okay.
copper poisoning thing. It's, I mean,
What?
I'm recessive, so I don't
Yeah.
have it.
Right.
And, you know, Hannah doesn't have it.
Right.
Doesn't have a recessive gene. So, you know, unlikely that the kid will have it. But I
Yeah.
was pulling all this stuff. I'm like, I didn't want to know any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wild.
Yeah.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. So I'm supposed to sit here and tell you what I would do if I had an extra hour a day, and I've been thinking about it for a little bit, and it's tough. Maybe I'd do more jujitsu, maybe I'd podcast more, or maybe I'd just try to get like 50 more minutes of sleep and then 10 more minutes of scrolling mindlessly through my phone, and then I'd feel guilty about wasting my magical hour. I guess that's the thing. It's hard to figure out what you do if you had more time unless you really think about what your priorities are. But therapy is one way to do just that. Figure out your priorities so you can put them first in your life. I've done therapy, and I've used what I've learned from therapy to help me understand what my priorities are and what my values are. For me, it wasn't like a magic bullet, but the more I learned about myself, the more I've learned to understand my values, and honestly, the happier I've become. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can always switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Asian today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Asian. Life doesn't happen bi-weekly, so why should your payday? The money you earn can be in your hands today with EarnIn. EarnIn is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work, up to $100 per day or up to $750 per pay period. Just download the EarnIn app and verify your paycheck. Then access up to $100 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid for your next paycheck. I know I could definitely use that money from EarnIn because I've got a really fancy special birthday dinner for my wife coming up, and let me tell you, Korean barbecue is not cheap. EarnIn would help me make sure we had a great time and could order that extra order of tripe. Nice. Make EarnIn a part of your financial routine and join EarnIn's over 3.5 million customers who say things like, when I think about EarnIn, I think about financial stability and security. It gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Download EarnIn today, spelled EARNIN, in the Google Play or Apple App Store. When you download the EarnIn app, type Asian under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Asian under podcast. Subject to available earnings, location, daily max, and pay period max. See earnin.com/TOS for details. EarnIn is a financial technology company, not a bank. Bank products are issued by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
How much we know. Well, I didn't do 23andMe because I didn't want them to have my data. I'm so scared
Why?
of like them like doing like selling it to like.
But let them sell it.
I don't want them to sell it.
Let them make some money.
Who's
What?
them?
But are you thinking of IVFing? Or,
Well, yeah, I'm like
or whatever, freezing.
Yeah,
IVFing,
I'm 32 now,
Uh-huh.
and so now I'm like entering a period where I'm like I would like to, and I
man.
used to be at Google. Would they cover
Yes.
it? Part of me like
Yeah.
wants to go back to a tech job just to cover it because it's like probably 20 grand.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
yes,
Yeah, I would
around
say
there.
that's
procedure
about right,
just to
yeah.
freeze, and I was like, well, that's kind of expensive.
Do you have would you freeze embryos or eggs?
eggs?
Yeah, eggs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then if you listen to one podcast, you'll freaking go and do it because they scare the crap out of you because they go like women after 30
I
it's
know.
a declining.
You see the chart, and it's so
Geriatric
scary.
pregnancy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I got to get going. Like,
Yeah,
now.
you gotta freeze eggs now. Yeah, and then it puts so much pressure on you to go and do it.
Yeah,
which,
exactly.
yeah.
But yeah, I've definitely been thinking about it now. Like,
Yeah.
we're just my friends are all like entering the age, but none
Yeah.
of us want to have kids yet.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I think it's weird. I think we're also losing the generational battle, right, to the boomers.
What do you mean?
Just like
Like-
there's a lot of there's a lot of fucking old people, man, and like
Yeah.
and still in charge.
Oh
You know?
yeah.
And
yeah.
so it's like I saw this in Australia. You can't let these old people fucking dominate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad for the culture
Yeah.
and it's bad for society.
Totally.
When these old people are fucking there and then we're not,
We're
Yeah.
not having enough kids
Yeah, we're
to
not
like
to-
balance
yeah.
it out. But
Yeah.
we're gonna be the old people soon. Gen Z thinks we're the old fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully we're better old people than the boomers were.
God, I
hope
hope
so.
so.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like watching videos of like Chuck Schumer talking, and I was like, he's not even the oldest.
Yeah,
of the
he's not the
old.
oldest,
He's
and
not
this
even
dude
old.
is already ancient.
Yeah, he's eight, and I'm like, you gotta retire. Like, go
Yeah.
enjoy
It's
life.
too many fucking old people.
Yeah,
Just
go,
chill.
Go
enjoy
sit
life.
down. I'm not saying you gotta die, but just go
Yeah, yeah.
lie
Go
down.
Go sit
Yeah.
down.
Go
Just
sit down.
Go look at
Just
some
sit
trees.
down.
Grab a chair, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking sit down. They won't let go.
I know, but I'm like, don't you want to like? I guess they're all like probably egomaniacs.
Yeah,
But,
I
like,
don't
go
know.
Sit down and like look at a tree.
I don't know if it's a bad draft class for the
Yeah.
the Gen X
Yeah.
or it's the boomers were too strong.
There's a
Totally.
lot of them. There's
Yeah.
a lot more of them.
There's more of them and they like
They also
stubborn.
like it was like the
Yeah.
perfect time for
Yes.
them
Yeah.
to be born to like absorb all of the productivity.
I know.
Yeah.
Money.
No,
you know
these
what I'm saying?
boomers are a problem.
They were out there. They like were buying houses for like
Yes.
minimum on
$1,000.
Yeah, like I'm a waitress at a
Yeah.
diner and I have 3 apartments.
Yeah. And they they couldn't even plug in this phone into that charger if you
Yeah.
asked them to, but they can goddamn dominate the world. Like,
It's for real.
Yeah.
It's so because I was reading an article about how like the Chuck Schumer level is like not even like they're close to junior or whatever. Like junior
Oh,
is like
that's so funny.
65-year-old.
the
like,
junior boomers.
Yeah, they're like juniors. And I was like, you're 65. Like go
Wow.
live
Yeah.
life.
Damn.
Because the most senior are like mid 80s.
Yeah, mid 80s is too old.
It's too
It's
old.
too old, guys.
No, dude, that's
Get
just
out.
that you're just hitting your. You could run for president.
I can't hold a conversation with that person. I know that.
Yeah, dude, they can't hold a conversation with anybody.
I know.
But it's also like, is this the Tom Brady thing where it's like the science has
advanced.
extended their careers by so long where they, you know what I mean?
Wait, have I told you that Tom Brady and I had this same childhood orthodontist?
Oh, you're from San Mateo?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
that's cool.
You know San Mateo?
Yeah, I love Tom Brady.
He
Oh,
knows-
really?
yeah,
I didn't
and
know you were a
also-
Tom Brady
He knows
fan.
he loves orthodontists.
Yeah, you know that my orthodontist was Dr. Landucci.
And also, whenever I go to San Francisco, I just stay in San Mateo.
That's so
Do
random.
you really?
Yeah,
That is
that's the
such
heck.
That's such a Ronny move.
Wait,
I
why,
feel
though?
that, dude.
Because it's like just
Yeah,
quieter.
sure.
It's in between. Because whenever I go to San Francisco, I have to go San Jose.
Yeah.
So I'm just just in between. And,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So I just end up going there. There's good jujitsu in
Great
San
jiu-jitsu
Mateo.
there, yeah. Did you go to the Planet Fit? I mean, not Planet Fitness. The 10th
Tenth Planet?
there?
No, I don't do 10th Planet.
Oh, you don't do Planet
Yeah, I
Planet?
don't.
Why not?
Yeah, I just don't know what they're doing.
It's the same thing.
No, but I don't do no-gi. So I.
Oh, you don't do no-gi?
Yeah, I just do gi.
And now we've entered
Yeah,
this part
into
of the
the-
Now we're
jiu-jitsu.
getting the awesome part.
Yeah.
I classically shut down any conversation about jujitsu.
So yeah, you should. It's super nerdy.
You don't do nogi? Why not? Why don't you do nogi?
I just don't think I'm athletic enough to do nogi.
You have to be a little more athletic.
And it's just it's just a bunch of Division 2 wrestlers.
That's not true.
It's people taking out their week on you and their like college dreams, and it's like, I can't, I can barely do jiu-jitsu. I can't do jiu-jitsu and I'll wrestle
somebody.
Yeah. So I rather just do gi. Just slows it down for me.
It does slow it down, but I feel like with the gi, it's like because there's so much control and pulling.
Yeah.
Like it's so tiring. Whereas like no matter how bad a position you get into no gi, shut up.
The way that I full disengage
is that
my brain shut down.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's like a wet seal, right? So like you can't like be held down that long. You can always get out.
Sure.
You'll always be able to get out.
Sure.
You'll never be in a bad position long enough. I mean, of course you can, but like you just have a fighting chance all the time.
Really?
I think it was like in gi, like if somebody puts you in side control and they have like all the things in place, forget it. You're just like,
sure,
I'm gonna stay here forever.
But I think with gi there this is fair to say, there's more techniques.
There's more options, yeah.
Yeah, there's more options
more
in
strokes
gi.
and stuff. More guards are available.
I don't know. I guess it evens itself out.
Huh.
I also like the tradition of it.
I also like to wear the gi. It's a fashion thing.
Appropriating Jenny's culture.
Yeah. And now I'm in. Once you said fashion, I was like, oh, that's
Is it weird? Is it weird? Like, how Japanese are you?
I'm pretty Japanese. My mom is from Japan. Like I have family in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when you see like these grown men wearing gis, is it weird? Is it weird as a Japanese person to be like, what the fuck are these guys
I don't
wearing?
think it's that weird. I think that's like the least weird thing that people take from Japan.
Okay.
That's a great point.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a great point.
That's so funny.
Like,
that's so funny.
I am like honestly, dating as a Japanese woman. It's a whole thing.
Oh, why they all think it? They have like
it's like people meet like there's certain people who are too excited to talk about it, and then you're like,
talk about what Japanese
Like,
culture.
Japanese culture.
What is the thing they hit you with first? What's usually? Is it the like?
I love Naruto.
Yeah, it's like,
I love you guys are so respectful.
Oh yeah. Well, one time I had an Uber driver that was just like, "Oh, you Japanese people like all love drinking so much, like blah blah," and then like was like telling me about Japanese culture, and I was like, "You're a white British guy, you're like colonized. I mean, we're colonizers too, but like you're really colonizers." You know what I mean? But yeah, I was just like that vibe. Like people tell me what Japanese culture is. I'm like, it's okay. Like we don't need to talk about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know how there's some things that just work great together? Like me and Ginny, your two favorite hosts from your favorite Asian podcast? Well, what about the perfect duo when it comes to growing your business? That's you and Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Shopify is there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. What I love about Shopify is no matter how big you want to grow, Shopify gives you everything you need to take control and take your business to the next level. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US. That's a lot. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Asian, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Asian now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Asian.
Did you watch Shogun?
No, I actually watched episode 2 today.
Yeah.
But it's just really a little violent.
Oh, damn. I can't stand violence. Like I can't watch a single minute of Game of
Really?
Thrones.
Yeah,
But-
that's
but
how
I
I
can-
feel.
But I
You
can
like
watch
Shogun?
Shogun, yeah.
I guess it's like knife cutting stuff. Game of
wouldn't-
Thrones is like exploding heads.
Game of Thrones is like raping
Yeah,
and like
rape,
torture.
yeah.
Like I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
But like Shogun, I don't even recall anyone being violent in it.
I just watched a bunch of people get stabbed.
Oh, I can't
Maybe it
remember.
doesn't. Maybe it doesn't
Maybe
count.
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't count.
That's for you.
It's
you don't
like
count.
Shogun's thing is like stabbing people.
Stabbing
Yeah,
people, or
totally.
slashing
That's
people.
how he became Shogun.
Yeah.
Wait, can I ask my jujitsu question?
Yeah, sure.
And it's such a Jenny flavor way to ask
This is a great Jenny way to talk about jujitsu. So I'm very excited
I
about
am
this.
curious about this gi thing, but yeah.
Okay. What is Mike's jujitsu style or personality? Like the way he does
We
it?
train sometimes together.
Oh, I mean, I don't know what he is in general, but with me, I think he's very controlled.
Okay.
He's very controlled, and yeah, he's very skilled and he's very controlled.
Oh, you're skilled.
I feel so vulnerable right now.
Yeah.
Dude, it's compliment.
It's like hearing your own eulogy.
Yeah, but yeah, he's not rushed. He's not
I
rushing.
see.
But that's with me because I'm not as good as him. So when
That's
you
not
roll,
true. Why don't say that?
when you roll with someone who's not as good as you, you can be
I see.
calmer and controlled because it's like I'm never going to get the advantage on him because he knows what I'm doing before I'm doing it, so he can
I
always
see.
he always position. So he's never under threat.
I see.
So he's very calm.
I don't feel
yeah.
that. I don't feel that's
Yeah.
true. The last couple times we trained, I think you tapped me the last time we trained.
No, that's
feel you did.
no. That's only he'll let you get into
That's not
positions.
true.
Yeah,
That's not
he'll let you, but he's
Wait,
yeah,
so
he's
then
good.
I have my
So
question.
I've never seen him under pressure before because
see.
I can't put him under pressure.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know anything.
Hmm.
What is your read of Ron's style?
I would say
personality?
that it is a lot like his comedy, where it is he's really almost like academic about it.
Oh.
But there's an underlying rage that is
wow.
informing
Wow.
it. Because you're like connecting a lot of dots. You did a podcast YouTube show with Diego.
Oh yeah.
And
You're the only one who watched it, I guess.
I loved it. I was
the
like, this is
jujitsu episode.
awesome. It was so good.
Yeah.
But it was like, because like you were connecting all these things, because you also talk about Wing Chun, which I make fun of you for. But you were like connecting all the dots, and like whenever you and I we roll and then afterwards we talk about it.
Yeah.
When we're spooning, and then like you're like, oh, well, you ever think
your
about
lap.
this and that? Yeah, exactly. But like you talk about it in a way that's very, you're like thinking about like the meta things about it, like how are things like connecting to each other, which I think most people don't think about.
Wait, you mean
fighting that way.
connecting jujitsu moves or connecting
Like
outside jujitsu?
like concepts just in general,
Oh,
right? So
okay.
you like within the moves in jiu-jitsu, but then also like outside the jiu-jitsu context.
Oh,
But
interesting.
then you also you're always like doing like crazy shit on me. Like I remember one time you were like whispering some Vietnamese words
Oh
to me,
yeah.
and I was like, what did you say? And then like you like were using that to like sweep me, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Oh yeah. I talk a lot of shit.
you talk a lot of shit,
That's not surprising.
which is so funny, and I'm
But
just
only
like,
to people I know.
Yeah, of course, of course.
yeah, of course. But it was just like you're like a little imp. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
You're just
yeah.
like here to cause mischief, bro.
Yeah. I just do it for fun anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to fight people.
Right.
I'm not trying to fight people. Even I'm not trying to fight people. Period. So
Yeah.
it's just for fun anyway. Like,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's always very interesting when you do it with people who are trying to fight people. Because
I bet you there's a lot of people like that, right?
yeah, there's a lot of people like that. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are taking out their week on you.
Yeah.
There's some people who are that they use every ounce of strength in their entire body to
Yeah.
fight you, and which is theoretically correct,
Yeah.
but like you wouldn't do that in any sport. You learn how to pace yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what sport do you play?
I used to do water polo.
What? Wow, damn! That means your trapping water is out of control. You could just
Oh yeah, I could
trap
like
water for like
forever. Like
Oh,
I
really?
really like if you put me in a pool, I could like be there for a long time, just like
right.
floating.
Right, but like the more you do it, the more you know how to use timing versus strength.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have that much strength,
Right.
so it's like strategic.
So that's same thing with jujitsu. Is like the people who come at you with like everything in their body. And,
Yeah.
And it's like you don't need to do that.
Right,
You know?
right.
Like we could just have fun. Like, you know,
You don't have to kill me.
yeah. You don't have to kill me. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me in any context. I was like, we just have fun. We don't need,
Yeah.
you don't
No.
need to kill me.
Oh man, you used to do water polo?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like so small though, so like my
Yeah.
strength was just that I could distance swim,
Oh wow.
so I could just like keep kind of going, but I
Oh,
can't go
stamina.
fast. But I had stamina.
You outstand. Yeah.
Yeah.
What position? There's positions. What
There's
position
only
were you?
one position really. It's whole set, which is in
Okay.
the middle, and that is the hardest position. That's where you're literally like on someone the whole time. If someone's like grabbing you down here.
Yeah.
And you're like in water. And that's always like the strongest player, like the one physically strongest. And you throw it into the middle and then they chuck it. Yeah.
Singapore is very good at water polo.
Oh, really?
Singapore is traditionally very good at water polo.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know where water polo comes from.
Where does that even come from?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it's because they have national service, but that doesn't make sense either because their teams are good even before they enter the army.
Wow.
So, I don't know.
So water polo is a sport there. People play
It is. I've never played it. I've
Yeah.
never even seen it. But all I know is that Singapore will win the SEA Games, Southeast Asian Games every year.
dang.
Yeah, water polo.
Because like people in America, if you're not on like certain states, like
Yeah, you wouldn't
California
play.
and like
Yeah.
Michigan's maybe the only states that
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
No one else knows what it is.
Yeah.
I did it because I swam, and then like after swim season's over, then there's water polo season.
Yeah.
And so they were like, okay, we're gonna do water polo now. I was like, I didn't sign up for this. Like in swim, there's like the wall, you know, like you go to the wall and you just chill.
Also, no one's touching you.
Yeah, no one's touching me.
Yeah.
And then like that was just a ball, and I was like, this sucks.
It
This-
is two different
And I'm
things.
just like, and like all the all the guys named Todd were really good at it.
Yeah.
And,
I know
like,
they're all like big white guys.
dude, and you know,
Touching it
Yeah.
in the
So
water.
much
Like, don't
touching.
touch me.
I
in the
know.
water.
It's also like I mean like women too, but men, it's like the tiny speedos and like getting just like that ripped. I'm always like, how do you? That sounds scary.
well, that's why I mean, I didn't do this because I didn't really play, but like a lot of them, they wear 2 or 3
speedos.
suits,
Yeah, suits
so
because
that
they're
in
gonna
case
rip
one
it
gets
off.
ripped or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
They wear 2 or 3 at the same
Speedos,
time?
yeah, at the same time.
because they'll rip it.
They'll rip him.
Because they're
And
literally
gonna rip
grabbing
off-
you.
They're like
underwater.
grabbing you, like you know, you're not supposed to, but like
that-
the ref
but that's
can't
what you
see.
do.
There's not like an underwater ref
Yeah.
who's like, hey, stop. doing
Yeah,
that.
but if you rip it, you show ref like clearly, someone ripped my.
it's just, it's just a game, baby.
It's just part of the game.
Yeah.
It's part of the game.
Yeah.
It's just
People ripping off shorts in water polo.
Yeah,
is
for real.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know. We have to get nail checks. They like check your
Oh,
nails
right.
before and all
Yeah,
that because
I
they
heard
know
about that.
you're gonna.
But it's not even a game you could play like now.
Yeah, it's not
No.
like it's not. Hey, Ronny, you want to come over and play some water polo?
Yeah, it's such a difficult game to organize.
Yeah, totally.
You need like
very
what, 20
resource heavy.
people?
Yeah, like 10 people and like you're
No, for
right?
both teams?
Yeah, it's like 5.
Oh,
It's like
5,
6, maybe 12.
Yeah.
12 people.
Yeah, a
You need
pool
a
big
pool
enough.
big enough.
pool.
2 nets.
Go nets,
nets.
yeah. Like how it has to be a deep pool or like a standard
Yeah, deep pool.
Yeah,
like,
you can't touch the
touch
the
ground.
bottom.
You can't touch the bottom.
Right, so it can't be one of those pools that has like a gradient.
it
has
needs to be
like,
full.
No.
Yeah, you can play that in New York.
Yeah, nowhere. Literally
exactly.
nowhere. There's not one single place where you can play basketball in New York.
That's such a interesting. Like, where did you play? How long did you play for?
I played for high school. I was in the Bay Area.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Were you mainly a swimmer? Or were you mainly a polo?
I was a swimmer, and then my swim team was so good, and I was put in the 500. So my training was so hard that I did 2 years, and I quit, and I stuck with water polo.
Oh
That's
wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know you rode the 500.
Yeah, I did the 500.
That's the.
I was thinking a lot
Well, I was
because
gonna
you're just
say.
in silence for like forever.
Yeah, it's more of like a psychological thing because
is.
like you're racing for like 15 minutes at a time, and you're by yourself, and it's like, who doesn't go insane first wins or something?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Like if you don't have your mind break,
Yeah.
Oh right.
you know,
right.
at
Because you're
the
just
300
in
mark.
water
Yeah, you're just like
by
swimming.
yourself
Yeah.
for that long.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas
you're
all the other races,
It's just short.
it's so
You
fast.
just
Like
sprint.
Yeah.
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 You
know?
In there forever.
Yeah.
yeah.
What's yeah? Well, I mean, should we talk about how much we all love visiting Japan?
Finally, some topic that I love hearing of like
I
other
love-
people talk.
Yeah. Do you actually like visiting Japan?
Yeah, I'm
You're
actually going in 2 weeks.
You're going in 2 weeks.
Oh, you're going
Yeah.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
You're going 2
you
weeks?
go all
Yeah.
the time.
I know. I just went in October.
Yeah.
I love Japan.
I love Japan. It's
Yeah,
great.
it's great, and also the yen is really. I mean,
Low
their
right now.
economy is really bad right
Yeah,
now.
the economy's
so.
are bad. Thank God.
Yeah, so I'm like going crazy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What city do you like going?
I love Tokyo. Obviously, my family's in Hiroshima.
Oh, Hiroshima.
So yeah, well,
I've never been
I don't love Hiroshima.
I've never been there.
It's I mean, they're kind of famous for one thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so you
They're
kind of-
dumplings,
Yeah,
which we all know.
Yeah.
Delicious dumplings.
Yeah, it's their okonomiyaki. No, it's small, and you like learn the history of that moment, and then you
Cool.
kind of that's it.
Yeah.
I loved Osaka. I went for the first time last fall,
Yeah.
so
I've never
I
been.
loved it.
I
I've
heard.
been to Osaka. It's
Yeah,
great.
You have?
it's great.
Go all the time.
I heard that it's
Everyone's nice, really
it's
nice.
like almost like the New York equivalent. Like people are a little bit more gruff to you in a good and bad way.
No, I feel
No?
that's more Tokyo.
That's Tokyo.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Here's a outsider pro tip. If
Yeah.
you want to go to Kyoto, you stay in Osaka.
Yeah, it's so
Oh,
close.
right,
Because
very
it's
close to
way
each other.
cheaper to stay in Osaka. It's less crowded with all the stupid,
Yeah.
the hotels are easier to get.
Yeah.
And it's only like literally, I think like a 12-minute train ride.
Yeah.
Bullet train ride to
it's
Kyoto.
really close. You could take the local trains like 45 minutes.
Yeah, but it's Osaka is and it's known for its food.
Yeah,
Osaka
the food
known for
is so good.
And Kyoto is beautiful, but then sometimes you get a bit of like just too many, too many
white people in kimonos?
Too many dumb tourists around. So it's good to visit. I love going up the Fox.
Yeah.
The Inari.
Yeah.
The Thousand Gate.
Kyoto, that thing is always beautiful.
beautiful.
But there's also other stuff you can go up. You don't have to just go to the Inari.
That one.
Yeah.
That one from Memoirs of a Geisha.
Also, when you go to Kyoto,
running through in the
whenever you go to Kyoto, though, it's also amazing how many people are doing tourists love to do kimono and then full professional photo shoot.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm like, wow.
I know.
It's kind of amazing.
I know. It's a bit. But can you give some insight into Japanese culture, because everyone is super friendly to tourists and guests.
Yeah.
And everyone there, when I know I have some friends who are actually from Japan.
Yeah.
And even they are very friendly and respectful.
Yeah.
So obviously there's the highest level of like friendliness, which you walk into a shop as a tourist and they're like greeting you like, "Ohayou gozaimasu."
Yeah.
And then the next level
That's
is
pretty good.
"Ohayou gozaimasu." And then the next one is the locals who are very friendly.
Right.
And they're very respectful. Even as a local, they still exhibit some of that behavior.
Yeah.
So what is the real Japan? What's the like?
Oh, I see.
Is everyone that happy and friendly, or are some people going like fuck? But I just can't understand it.
No, they're really that, because that's like, everyone is so concerned about how they're being like taken in that everyone is so nice.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Pretty much always.
Yes.
Unless you're really old.
Yes.
And you don't give a fuck anymore.
Yes.
Or you're drunk.
Yes. Someone pushed me out that way when I was walking in Kyoto for no reason.
Really? And it was
Yeah.
a Japanese person?
He was a Japanese person, I assume, and he was like, I'm around a geisha. And we were just walking, there was plenty of space, and he like shoved me off
Oh
the
my
way.
God.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like, everything is like a pressure cooker here.
Sure.
And I feel like the second you like can drink and like whatever, or
Everything
like
goes
or
crazy.
something breaks you that day.
Yes.
It's like scary.
It's on, yeah.
It's on.
Well, that's what I'm always interested about this underbelly, because I appreciate a society that keeps it together.
Yeah.
Even if it's for appearances. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I'd rather that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm also curious, like, what is the breaking
What's
point?
the
What's the dirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
What's the purge
I saw,
version?
like, the purge version. I think we saw the purge version in World War II. But,
Yeah, for real.
but like like I saw someone in I think it was Tokyo. It was, I guess it was a pickup attempt, which I've never seen in Japan. A guy trying to pick up a girl. And
A Japanese guy trying to pick up a Japanese.
Yes. Okay. So it's a domestic, local pickup attempt. And I've never seen that
Yeah,
before.
homegrown,
And
yeah.
it's the girl walking, and the guy would come up and like try to talk to her. And I thought they knew each other, but
I
the
see.
girl was trying to ignore him.
Yeah.
And he kept trying to like, I guess, ask for
was
her
this?
number. It was just on the street.
Oh my God.
And he kept following her, and she kept having to try to ignore him.
Yeah.
And it was a pickup in a way which it wasn't even, you wouldn't see in America. Like, you would see a guy harassing a woman, unfortunately, in America, but this was like the guy was still politely harassing.
Yeah.
Can I get your number, please? Can I get your number? I don't know what he was saying, but it was still very, I
feel
polite
like-
harassment.
Yeah, for real though. But I think there's like there's such deep-seated sexist
Sure.
like structures in Japan.
Sure.
And so they like marry that with the quiet, like you
Yes.
have to be quiet. It's like creepy. I feel like there's a lot of stalking in Japan for that
Sure.
reason.
Yes.
Because
Because
you
they
like
don't know how to deal with.
Yeah. And so like you do it in this like weird quiet way,
Yeah.
which is almost like I'd rather have people yelling
Right.
Just
in
yell.
New York at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other part is because it's so like everyone's dealing with their own stuff and you
Yeah.
keep it like here, people don't necessarily come and help you. At least in Tokyo. It might be different in different like cities. But I would say Tokyo, like that, like I don't think anyone would go and be like, "Are you okay?"
Right,
and
right.
like try to help the woman.
Sure, I can see that.
Yeah. Whereas in New York, there's like I feel like someone's gonna come up and like try to
People
yell.
will band together in New York once it hits a certain point.
Yeah, like once
But
the
before that,
volume-
it's a very high tolerance. But once it hits a certain point, people will band together
Yeah.
and literally try to stop people with guns.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
But it takes a lot.
that is so
It takes a
real.
lot, though. It
Yeah,
takes
yeah.
a gun.
It's like,
Yeah.
all right,
It
fine.
takes
But
a
fine,
gun.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but I feel like Japan is like that. That's
Yeah.
the harassment.
There you go.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Yeah, real Japan is always
Yeah.
interesting to me.
There is still a lot of like men, women, sexism stuff.
Yeah,
Being
yeah.
I'm like when people ask me, would you live in Tokyo?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, probably not.
Yeah.
It's way safer and cleaner and better, but I feel like I would just struggle more
In
just
Tokyo.
being a woman.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, thank you.
So.
I like this question. You want to ask this question?
The last one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So your on-screen persona or like your on-stage
Are we
persona?
good? Are you good with time?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Okay, cool.
Your on-screen persona tends to be kind of curmudgeon-y.
Yeah.
So what is something that like fans would be surprised to find out that you love? Not jujitsu, something else.
Not too.
We can't talk about jujitsu anymore. I'm
something
shutting it down.
surprised. They will be surprised.
Yeah, that you love.
I don't know. This is more a question for Hannah, I guess. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's always surprised by the stuff I do like. I guess
Yeah, we need Hannah on the
like a
pod.
lot of I love Taylor Swift. Is that
You do?
Yeah, yeah.
You're a
I think
Swiftie?
she's great. Yeah.
Did you go to Eras?
I didn't go Eras.
Oh, okay.
But I was a Taylor Swift fan before the Eras thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I love
Where did
Taylor
it
Swift.
turn? Which album?
No, I still. Oh, where did I get on
Yeah, yeah.
board? Probably 1989.
Wow.
Yeah. And everyone's like shitting on me for like only jumping on at 1989, which is like the most basic.
A lot of
album
people
that-
jumped on in 1989.
Yeah,
though.
1989.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1989 was great.
Wow.
Yeah, I love Taylor Swift. Yeah.
That is surprising. You're like,
I'm hearing you say
Speechless.
it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is AI. This is fucking real.
Yeah. Love Taylor Swift.
wow.
I love retro gaming. Is that like a weird thing?
Retro gaming,
I
like
can
what,
see
like
that.
Pong?
No. Like playing like all the games which I from my era, but I never could play as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, so I just go
I
back
see.
and play it now. All
I
this
see.
stuff that was like, oh yeah, I wish I had that game, and then I just go back in.
Wait, what's an example?
Like even as basic as Super Mario 3 on
I
on
see.
Nintendo Entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never had Nintendo, so
Right.
I never got to have it.
It is kind of crazy because, like, if you could go back and tell your 14-year-old self that one day you could
Yeah.
have every single game,
Every single game.
Yeah.
and it could all run off
Yes.
of like something you hold in your hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
It's-
would be, I mean, back in the day, those like each game was like $40.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
in like today's
Yes.
dollars is like $80.
Right.
So
and
that if you
now
got
we're
one-
judging it by like you're downloading the entire ROM set for
Yeah.
a console, and it's like 1,000 over whatever every game ever made for Game Boy,
Yeah,
and you'll
yeah.
be missing like one or two, and you'll be like, fuck.
This is stupid.
It's stupid. Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
I don't want to be alive.
I gotta spend 1 hour now looking for this. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's a retro. I don't know. Is that unexpected?
That's less unexpected than Taylor
Taylor
Swift.
Swift?
I think
Yeah,
Taylor
that's
Swift
what I
really
think.
was, yeah.
I'm a lover of people who make stuff. So I got no hatred for any artist. Or,
Yeah. Well, what do you listen to music-wise? Yola Tango.
Yeah, Yola Tango. I listen to like a lot of I don't know, eclectic, very eclectic.
Okay.
Listen to everything: jazz, hip hop, R&B. Over the pandemic, I actually went backwards through the Rolling Stones 500 greatest albums
Oh, wow.
from in
Yeah,
descending
yeah.
order, and just to. I never got a music education.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who like listened to singles and not whole albums,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
now like listening to that Rolling Stones thing really just opened up the whole
Yeah.
like, appreciation for music. Yeah.
That's really cool, but also what an academic way to go about it.
Oh yeah.
Very Ronny Chieng.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can hear.
Ronny
It's
Chieng.
cool. You can hear all the influences.
That
you
is
can hear.
cool.
You can hear songs that are like, oh, that's where they got
Yeah,
this from,
yeah.
and not just obviously hip hop samples, but I'm talking like direct influences of like there's like the Stone Roses, I think, or whatever. In the UK in the 70s,
Mm-hmm.
sounds like Melbourne now.
Oh,
Like Tame
yeah.
Impala, all
Yeah,
that stuff
yeah.
is all British 70s stuff. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So not to take anything away from Tame Impala, just
Yeah.
like that sound. I'm like, oh, where have I heard this? It sounds
Got
so
it.
modern.
Yeah.
Sounds so Brooklyn sometimes.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting. Interesting to see the influences.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I
so
wanna
it's
do
a
that.
tip to do if you're sick of your music collection, just go to the Rolling Stones 500 good albums and then just go backwards or forwards, doesn't even
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
You know? And just listen to everything. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, what do you listen to? I feel like I don't know what you listen to.
I listen to my son really likes Jungkook.
Oh, yeah.
He loves Jungkook.
Yeah, I forgot. You're a BTS guy.
So I love I feel I was such a failure because I didn't realize they all went into the military.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And until like I don't know, like as they left, you know,
I see.
and I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So I was really sad about that.
I'm so sorry for
but,
your loss.
But Neil really likes it. There's a standing next to you, Jungkook with Usher that Neil loves. He loves the video. He loves the song. He knows what it is. He can't say the word Jungkook featuring Usher. So he has like a little like phrase he uses that I know
to be like he wants to hear it.
He likes that.
What's the phrase?
He like makes the sound like it's like Bobo or something like that. But I could just tell that's what he wants. And so he just like is looking at me in a certain way. I'm like, oh, you want to listen to Jungkook?
That's a cool like 2-year-old.
Oh, he's very cool.
Yeah.
But then also like Cars, the Disney franchise, Cars.
Yeah.
There's like an extended version of the
Life is a Highway.
No. There's like a mini series of Cars featuring one of the characters, and then there's like an extended version of the song.
Yeah.
And when I play that song, he will just like stop and just like he's like in another world. He's just like thinking about Cars. And it's a banger. It's a banger. I do like that one.
That's funny.
And
Sees
then,
his whole life flash before his eyes.
Yeah.
His whole 2 years.
That's funny.
and then otherwise, I'm just listening to a lot of jazz. So I should probably do what you did.
Yeah,
Just
that's
like
a great way. If you're sick of, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if it's a thing of our age or whatever, but like, I don't know if you get sick of your own music collection.
Oh yeah.
You know, where you're like, man, how many times can I listen to Ariana Grande? You know, like, and so you put on like something else you know, the thing about the Rolling Stones 500 greatest albums is even the genres which you don't like, you're listening to like the Michael Jordan of that genre. So you're like, oh, I can appreciate this.
Right,
like ZZ Top. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. Even Jimi Hendrix is not my genre. But you listen to Maggot Brain and you're like, oh, I get it now. Like I get why this dude was huge, you know. So just I gotta admit, some of it is a slog sometimes, if it's, you know, especially if it's like a double album, something that you don't, you know. But you know, if you force yourself through it, you get I got way more than I got a lot out of that list.
Did you get through with the whole thing?
I got to a couple hundred, so I'm still going.
That's
but it's something to do, on the, you know, when you're commuting. To Gowanus or whatever.
You can listen to like 6 or 7 albums.
6 or 7. I got a lot done.
You can skip depending on how, you know, like studious you want to be. You can skip through tracks, but I got a lot out of listening, like forcing myself to listen to albums.
Yeah, that is true.
And listening to people's vision for it, and it was good.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Okay. Well, thanks for being on the show.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you for coming all the way here.
We're gonna try to do this other section if you got like a little time.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. How can our fans find you and your work?
Oh, just go website. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Fucking matter.
I'm on tour. No, whatever. Kung Fu Panda's out in theaters right now. Go check it out.
Are you in that too?
I'm in there.
You're in everything.
Small role.
You're almost. The way you say it too is you're almost like I unfortunately I'm in all these things. I'm so tired right now.
I love all the projects I'm in. I just don't want to be promoting it.
I know you do.
Yeah,
I know
I
you
get
do.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Just promoting it.
But honestly, you like ruin things for me all the time. Because, like now I can't use Old Spice because of your commercial. I was like, oh, this fucking guy. I can't support you any more of my money.
Old Spice. Yeah. It's nice to not care about money. I'm just doing it for the love.
Yeah,
love
you
Old
that.
Spice. I'm such a huge fan of Old
Dude, there should have been an Old Spice Dune tie-in. Come on.
Oh my God, yeah, Spice.
Oh,
Spice.
yes.
Spice.
I'm sure they pitched it.
You think Old Spice pitched it?
Oh, 100%.
So what the fuck? Should have done it.
And then Dennis Nervera was like, no, we can't have that.
That's a good impression.
All right. You can find me on Instagram at NicePantsBro, and you find us on Instagram at Asian on Asian Pod.
And I'm at Jenny Arimoto.
We got stand-up shows, Hack City, April 12th and May 10th. Come check us out. And that's it. Thanks, Ronny.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.